Hey punters, time to take a look at the 2024 Melbourne Cup. 3,200 metre, $8.5 million purse Group 1 handicap over the Flemington 2 miles. Expecting this race to be run at an even tempo on the front end. All horses should get their fair chance, depending on barriers and luck and stuff like that. In this video, I'm going to go through and preview the top 8 runners initially, the top 8 seen chances, and also run through the full field depending on how long the video goes for. So we'll just play that part by ear. Most importantly, we will get to the important stuff first. Firstly, this is how I see the market from a ratings par figure level. Each horse is graded to lengths above par for the tag, as I do usually. For those that follow my videos, you're used to what you're looking at here. Buckaroo, top rated, 6 to 10 lengths above, top rated. Kovalika, second top rated, the 5, which is here, 6.5 to 9 lengths above. These numbers are in current market order as per Sportsbet. Okay, all right. So that's going to make it easier for us to identify where the value is as we work down through. Kovalika, second top rated, 6.5 to 9 above par, and goes around at 23.0. That's good overs. Buckaroo's overs is favourite as well at 6.0 at the moment. And then third top rated is Absurd, the 9, 5 to 7.5 lengths above par. Absurd, 9.5. Fourth top rated is Manzoice, the 19, 4 to 7.5 lengths above par with a double question mark. Manzoice is a massive price, 126 to 1, 19.25 the place. Fifth top rated is Warp Speed, the 4, the Japanese raider, 4 to 4.5 to 6 lengths above par with a plus and a question mark. Warp Speed, 31.0, 6.25. 6 top rated, Valiant King, 4 to 7.5 with a double question mark. The same as Manzoice, but likely to get a tougher trip. That's why Warp Speed, 4.5 to 6 with a plus, has got the edge over Valiant King in the order of play here. Valiant King goes around at 126 and 20.25, another one at a massive price. And then Zardozi, the 14, 4 to 5 lengths above par with a plus. Could have easily rate above that ceiling. The interesting thing about Zardozi is dropping back to the 1600 of the Empire Rose on Saturday. That could prove an absolute genius masterstroke move by Cummins. Zardozi is 17, 4.2, and then the 8th top rated is Vauban, 4 to 5.5 above par with a question mark. Zardozi gets ahead of him because he's got the plus. Where's Zardozi? 4 to 5 plus, Vauban 4 to 5.5 with a question mark. So the ceiling could be higher, and there's no question mark after it, so I'm expecting it to be higher. Vauban is the co-favourite unders at 6.0. So Buckaroo top rated 6.0. Kovalika second top rated 23.0. Who do we have third top rated again? Absurd, Manzoice, Warp Speed. Absurd third top rated 9.5. Manzoice 126, 19.25. Warp Speed 31, 6.2. And then I think it goes to Valiant King, 126, 20.25. And then you've got Zardozi and Vauban rounding them out the top 8. All right, let's go and take a look at them. We'll start off with the top-rated Buckaroo. Superbly bred by Fastnet Rock out of the Galileo mare Roheron. 5 from 22 winner for the Wally Yard now. Morera up, draws barrier 21. That's the big query. If it gets a trip, if it gets any sort of a decent trip, it's going to prove super hard to hold out, rating 6 to 10 above. The second to Duke de Cecil last start, Frank the second to Via Sistina. The Turnbull form's massive. The Caulfield Cup form's massive. stretching out to 3,200, expecting a big new peak. Second top rated Kovalika, the 5 by Ocean Park, out of the McPhee mare Vitesse. Good stoutness, bottom half injected. Has a real sense of timing about it, this one, for the Waller Yard. He's been rather coyish about it on some of his podcast shows that he does with Charlie Duckworth each week. The second to attrition was a huge run. Drops from 59 down to 53.5. 5.5 below weight for age. Royal Patronage back in third. The form's really been franked out of that. The Moonee Valley Cox Plate run, there was nothing wrong with it. Take Fire Sustina out of the race, and that's a good effort. Out to 3,200 now, every chance of a new peak. This is the year for this horse as a 5-year-old. They've come at the right year. Third top rated is Absurd, the Willie Mullins horse. Okay, Absurd. By Fastnet Rock, out of a Singspill mare, good stoutness, bottom half. The win last start in the Chester Stakes was very good. If it repeats that here, again, it's in this up to its ears. The other form I want to go and show you for Absurd. So let me go and pull him up on Racing Post. Yeah, this last start win here at Chester was very good, but the run that you really want to go on for Absurd is a little bit deeper back in his form before he came over for the Melbourne Cup last year. That last start win at Chester, when he won the Chester Stakes, tells you he's ready. They wouldn't be coming here otherwise. But the run that you want to go on is this win at York on the 26th of August last year. This is the run that gives us the best form line about Absurd's chances. I said it last year and I'll say it again this year. The form coming out of this race further back stacks up left, right and centre. What Sweet William's been on and done since then is just ticked to a major degree, left, right and centre. Okay, on the back of that second to Absurd, the second to True Shan, come back this season, not beaten that far by Coltrane, form around Kyprios and True Shan again. That form is peak European form for a race like this, okay? So that's how Absurd gets in 5th best. Just let me close these windows down before I go back to the other runners. And now we move on to Man Zoyce. Absurd likely to get a very good trip here too. Drawn in the 7 alley, 52.5. I just can't see how it doesn't get a perfect trip. And that's what puts it right in this up to its ears. And considering I've got him 5 to 7.5, there's no question marks after his name. I'm confident he's going to rate to that level. Okay, all right. So usually that's a winning rating. But this is a super strong renewal for a Melbourne Cup this year. 4th best is Man Zoyce. To get a line on Man Zoyce, the 19. Okay, Man Zoyce. Love the pedigree of this one. By our man Zor out of a Master Craftsman mare. Bred to get the 3,200 all day, every day of the week. Has a sense of timing to him. This prep, the 7th of 10 behind Akita Sushi on an unsuitable tight turning Moonee Valley circuit, only beaten 3.6 in the Moonee Valley Cup. Gold Cup was very good last time out. The second to Golden Path, third to Lions Raw set is ticking along well leading into this preparation. Put a run through the Bart Cummings run, was only warming up late over 2,500. If we go back and look at his form earlier in his career, we need to take into account the Derby win in 2022, okay? The Derby win in 2022 when he knocked off Sharp and Smart, stacks up left, right and centre. If we take a line through that to suggest he's going to hit that level again here and a line through Sharp and Smart, I'm pretty confident in the rating I've given him of 4 to 7.5 above with a double question mark. If he does hit this level, look out, he's every chance of running top 3 at a massive price, 126, 19.25. You have to be backing him. Especially in some of the markets where you can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 place dividends. You're going to get some sensational prices. That those ways. I will do other videos into other betting options outside of what the top 8 present for punters as well as we move closer. But the next one that we need to look at is Warp Speed, the Japanese raider. Okay, Warp Speed, the 4. Warp Speed by Dreyfong out of a deep impact mare. Plenty of stoutness. This second at Hanshin behind T.O. Royal is a run that we need to go on. Beaten a wide margin 5 lengths into second, but the form stacks up out of it. Has a sense of timing about him once again. This is his target race. He's better suited here than he was in the Caulfield Cup. He's got to get the right type of ground. He gets drawn well. He's every chance of running big here. We've got Warp Speed through that second at Hanshin. I'll just go and pull that race up a little bit deeper for a minute. The T.O. Royal form. But through that run at Hanshin, we have Warp Speed, the 4, 4.5 to 6 above par with a plus question mark. Okay, so that second at Hanshin, blow the horn back in third. Frank's the form. Plume, so does Plume Dior. Good margins further back. Yeah, the form stacks up out of the race. To suggest that he's in this up to his ears on that level. Will get the right trip, drawn well, expecting to rate near the top of that range. Okay, all right. And if some of these don't run to the top of their range and he does, he could surprise. Valiant King, the 16. That's the next one we need to look at. The 16, Valiant King. Bred to get the trip by Roaring Lion out of a USA bred Candy Ride mare. Very much an underrated distaff side of the pedigree, bottom Southern Hemisphere time. Candy Ride does great things in North America. The form that we want to go on for Valiant King, this looks nothing, this form. 16th of 16, 10th of 16, 9th of 18. But let's remember, was only warming up late in the Caulfield Cup last time out. The run that we want to go on for Valiant King is deeper back in his form. And I'm going to go and show you that now on Racing Post. Okay, the second of Orban in the Group 3 at Nas was a huge run. The second of Desert Hero was a huge run. Came into this race last year, ran 6th, not beaten that far. Into the Caulfield Cup last year, not beaten that far, only 5.5. This is the right race for him on this form around Vauban, especially when you consider Vauban lumps 55.5. Valiant King absolutely weighted to win with 50.5. So on a line around that form, Valiant King has to be included. Chris Waller has been rather coy once again about how the horse is coming along, but basically he said wouldn't be here if it wasn't right, if it wasn't ready, and this is the target. So Craig knew it up. If it gets a trip, gets across, gets cover, expect it to hit a peak level, and that peak level for Valiant King is 4 to 7.5, the same as Manzoice. Okay? But Manzoice likely to get the better trip. And if we think about the prices of Valiant King, once again, same as Manzoice, 126. You have to be nibbling at both of these on an each-way basis. And then the next two, Zardozi. Has a real sense of timing about Zardozi. Went to... what number is she again? Number 14. Okay, Zardozi. I was really interested to see that she dropped back to the 1600 of the Empire Rose on Saturday, but that's going to prove a masterstroke by James Cummings. Huge run, only beaten 2.5. That says she's ready. She drops to 51. Andre Atzini's up. If we go back earlier in Zardozi's form, the Land Legend second was top notch. I'm expecting a new peak from Zardozi out of that into this. She draws perfectly in 4. She draws to get the right trip. I think she'll stay the trip. If she stays the trip, expect a new peak. Yes, she was beaten 8.5 in the Caulfield Cup 2 back behind Duke de Sessa and Buckaroo. But this run on the quick back up, 1600 out to 3200, back to handicap from 57 down to 51. Expect a big new peak for Zardozi off that form. And if that's the case, the 14, 4 to 5 above with a plus. No question mark after it. I have no doubt she's going to hit that level. And could easily rate above it. All right. The last one that we need to look at is Vauban, 8th rated, 4 to 5.5 above. The one, Vauban, comes here for the second year. Bred to get the trip all day by Galloway, the son of Galileo, out of the Hurricane Run mare, a German-bred Hurricane Run mare, furthermore, telling us about the stoutness that's bred onto the bottom half. Let's go and look at the Racing Post form, which is a much more better reference. The York win 2 back, knocking off Al Nair, said, yep, ready for the race. The second to Gia Valetto, first up this prep, said, yep, the target can be the Melbourne Cup again. Just comes here with the perfect profile. The query is 55 kilos. The query is 55.5 kilos. I just don't see him rating anywhere above the 4 to 5.5 at the top half, at the top end, while others clearly have the scope to rate above him. Better weighted. Absurd beats him at the weights all day, every day of the week. I know that for a fact. It's just weighted not to win the race, okay? Is unders as equal favourite with Buckaroo. The way I want to be betting this race, Buckaroo, we have to back at 6.0. It's about the right price. Kovalica is unders at 23.0. We also need to obviously nibble each way at Manzoice and Valiant King at 126 and 126. Third top rated was Absurd at 9.5. You can save on it at that price. It's about the right price, but not to win a huge amount. I think that's how this race plays. Warp Speed at 31 needs to be nibbled at. There's plenty of value at the top of the market, but that's how we see the top 8 for the Melbourne Cup and how their chances play out. When you're playing exotics, first 4 and stuff like that, you want to go deeper than the top 8. These are the lengths above par for each of them. As I said, it's in price market order. That's a Melbourne Cup for 2024. Thanks.